Hello everyone. Here we will discuss about physical properties of metals and non-metals of your chapter 3 standard 10 science. Your chapter 3 is all about metals and non-metals. It consists of physical properties and chemical properties, but in this chapter, in this particular video, we will discuss only about physical properties of metals and non-metals. Before going to the concept, let us just recall the concept of element. What do you mean by element? You must have studied in standard 9 that an element is a substance which is made up of only one kind of atom. For example, sulfur element. Sulfur element is made up of only sulfur atom, whereas iron element is made up of only iron atoms. The atoms of an element remain unaffected by the physical change in the element. For example, atom of liquid sulfur or vapor form of sulfur would be exactly the same as that of solid sulfur. Okay, so next is on the basis of their properties, elements are divided into mainly three categories: metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Iron, copper, aluminium, these are some of the examples of metal. Okay, carbon, oxygen, sulfur, these are examples of non-metal. So next is boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, tellurium, polonium, these are the examples of metalloids. So let's get started with the physical properties of metals. Metals are generally solid. If you observe your surrounding, you will find that almost all the metals are solid. But there is an exception. Mercury. Mercury is the metal which is found in liquid state at room temperature. Next, physical properties is metals are hard. Metals are generally hard. This means that most of the metals can't be caught easily. Though most of the metals are hard, but their hardness varies from one metal to another. For example, if you try to cut a thin sheet of iron metal with a pair of scissors, we will find that it is very difficult to cut the sheet of iron. This is because iron metal is very hard. On the other hand, a thin sheet of aluminium metal can be cut very easily. If you take an aluminium foil, you can cut it very easily with a scissor. But you can't cut it, the iron sheet, by a scissor. There are some exceptions as well. Lithium, potassium, sodium, these are the metals which are very soft and they can be cut easily with a knife. Your lithium, potassium and sodium, these three elements or these three metals are very soft. You can cut it by knife. Okay. Other metals are hard. Next important physical property is luster. Metals are lustrous or shiny. That means metals have a shiny appearance. If we observe the freshly cut surfaces of metal, we will find that they have a shiny appearance. This is called what? This is called metallic luster. You see the figure? See the figure? This has a metallic luster. Okay, due to this luster only, it is useful in making jewelry and decoration pieces. You can take the example of gold and silver. They are having luster properties, that's why they are used for making jewelry. Next is metals are good conductor of heat. Conductivity. So good conductor of heat. Good conductor of heat can be defined as the substances which allows the heat to pass through one end to the other end. This is because the electron in metals move more freely than non-metals. They allows the heat energy to travel across the metal. Take the example of this one. Okay, here this is a hot drink and a metallic spoon is put here. Okay, so if you will toss the metallic end of the spoon, you will feel that after some time the temperature of the metallic spoon increases. This is due to the conductivity of metal. Okay, best conductor of heat are silver and copper. Silver and copper, they allow heat to pass through them very easily. Yes, there are some exceptions as well. Though all metals are, generally metals are good conductor of heat, Lead and mercury. Lead and mercury. Lead and mercury. Lead and mercury are two metals which don't allow heat to pass through them. Next physical properties is good conductor of electricity. Like heat, those substances which allows electricity to pass through them is known as good conductor of electricity. In a conductor, electric current can flow very freely because due to free electrons. As you know that metals have free electrons. The metals tends to lose the electrons as well. So these are metals are good conductor of electricity. Silver and copper are the best conductor of electricity. Though this one other metals also conduct electricity. Your copper, silver, gold, iron, they also conduct electricity. Next is metals are malleable. Metals are malleable means what? Malleability. Malleability is the property by which metals can be beaten into thin sheet. The best example is aluminum foil. Aluminum foil is very thinner and it can be possible due to its malleability properties. Okay, so most of the metals are malleable. Gold and silver are the best malleable metals and can be hammered malleable metals. For example, aluminum also can be hammered to form very thin sheets. Next property is ductile or ductility. Metals are ductile. That means metal can be drawn into thin wires. See the figure? This is a metallic wire. Okay, this is possible due to the ductility properties of metals. Other physical properties of metals are sonorous in nature. Sonorous. You must have heard this term sonorous. Sonorous means ringing sound. Okay, so metals make a ringing sound when we strike them. Sonorous means capable of producing a ringing sound. If you drop a metal coin or a metal utensils on the floor of our house, we hear a ringing sound. But if you will drop a wood or a plastic scale, you will not feel the same sound. You can't hear the same sound. Okay, so metals are sonorous in nature because they are producing ringing sound. That's why in temple also the bell is made up of metals. Other physical properties of metals are metals have high melting point, metals have high boiling point, but there are some exceptions as well. Gallium and cesium have very low melting point. If you take it in your palm also, they will start melting. So you need to remember gallium and cesium, these two metals have very low melting point. Next, moving to the physical properties of non-metals. You can see this figure. Okay, these red blocks represent the non-metals in periodic table. So first state, non-metals may be solid, liquid or gases. Carbon, sulfur, phosphorus are solid non-metals. Bromine is a liquid non-metal. Oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen are gaseous non-metals. Next is lustrous. Metals are dull. They don't show the lustrous properties. Okay, they are not lustrous. They are dull. This means that non-metals are not shining. They are dull in appearance. For example, sulfur and phosphorus are solid non-metals which don't have luster. They are dull in appearance. There is, however, one exception: iodine. Iodine is a non-metal, but it shows the properties of lustrous. Okay, it shines like a metal. Next is insulator. Non-metals are not good conductor. They are insulator. Okay, just recall that metals are good conductor of heat and electricity, but non-metals are bad conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, that's why we are using wood wooden spoon or metal. If we cook, then we better to use wooden spoon. Next is that brittleness. Brittle. Okay, so what does it mean, brittle? Non-metals are brittle. If you hammer them, they will break down into pieces. They are soft as well. Okay, so but diamond is the non-metal which is the headed substance on the earth's surface. Other than diamond, other non-metals are soft and brittle in nature. Brittle means what? If you will hammer them, they will break into pieces. Okay. Next is other physical properties of non-metals are not malleable, non-metals are not ductile. We can't make wire out of the non-metals. We can't make thin sheets out of non-metals. Okay, and non-metals which are solid and liquid, they have very low melting point. Non-metals which are solid and liquids have very low boiling point. Non-metals are not sonorous. As we already discussed that if you drop a wooden scale or a plastic scale, it will not produce the same sound if you drop a steel scale or a metallic scale. Okay, these are some of the physical properties of non-metals. Moving to the next concept, that is our metalloids. Boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, selenium, antimony, tellurium, these are the examples of metalloids. Okay, so element classified as metalloids have physical properties of both metals and non-metals. If you observe the periodic table, it is placed in between the metals and non-metals. Some are shiny, some are dull. Okay, they are somewhat malleable and some are ductile, and they can conduct heat and electricity at a lesser level than metal. Like metals, they can't pass heat and electricity, but they can allow us. They can this to some extent they can allow us heat and electricity to pass through them. It's also very widely used for various fields. Some metalloids are useful in semiconductors, which are used in electronics, your radios, computers, telephones, etc. These are useful because they conduct just the right amount of electricity or heat. They don't conduct very high amount of heat or electricity, or they don't like non-metals. They also don't conduct, they conduct the required amount of heat and electricity for the required purposes. That's why it is used in this field, in this electronics sphere. Okay, so let us sum up whole thing. We discussed in this video the physical properties of metals, non-metals, metalloids, and we discussed there are some exceptions. Some metals which is liquid, that is your mercury. Okay, we discuss some of the exceptions. Next we discuss physical properties of non-metals, okay, and physical properties of metalloids. In the next video we will discuss chemical properties of metals and non-metals. I will come up with a new video very soon. Till then, take care and explore science.